freedom in your head.
Aloha, my friends, and happy new moon today, starting at 2:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is really powerful energy. For those of us in California, we've just gotten through one of the biggest storms we've had over the last several days. Our power was out mine was out for about 3 days. There was lots of stuff, lots of wind, lots of intensity. I actually walked to the beach during the storm on Sunday, and wow, was that some powerful energy. And with it being the start of the Lunar New Year tomorrow, the year of the wood dragon, and the dragon, of course, in mythology representing so much power and vitality and new life and new energy, it really felt resonant that we're moving into a big shift this year. So I wanted to jump on here. My name is Lotus Dawn. This is Blossom with Lotus, where I empower people through the actual true location of the stars to use the accurate map to guide them on their life purpose, their best way of creating their career, their wealth, their finances, their relationships, using the map from the stars. That is the most accurate system I've ever found that actually aligns to the actual star location, which Western astrology is based on where the stars were 2,000 years ago and no longer lines up with what is actually there. So today is the new moon, and I wanted to jump on here and just dive into what are the energetics astrologically with this new moon. Last night, I led a class, a really profound class, all about the year of the dragon. We dove really deep. It was really profound, really powerful. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of the participants. It was a powerful co-creation. I'm excited to get the replay up. And I also wanted to come through with an offer because I know a lot of people couldn't make it last night. It was too late. It wasn't in your time zone. You were sleeping. And so I wanted to make a special offer. If you would like to come tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to do a replay of the deep dive into the year of the wood dragon and what does it mean, right? A celebration of the wood dragon. Please comment below. Please message me. Let me know if you would like to come. If enough people want to come, I will do a replay tomorrow, in which case I will be able to tell you what your Chinese animal is and how this year of the wood dragon will be affecting you personally. A lot of my participants last night, I got to share that information with them, and it was pretty powerful what came through for a lot of us, and I'm very resonant in a lot of ways. So very powerful. I'll be able to share your Chinese animal and what element it is and how it will interact with this year's Chinese element and animal. Okay, very powerful stuff. So if you would like to join us, leave a comment below. Otherwise, let's get into this new moon energy in Capricorn, right? What is Capricorn? Mainstream astrology says it's Aquarius. Mainstream astrology is actually based on where the stars were about 2,000 years ago and is no longer accurate to the actual sky. This is because of precession. Precession is the movement of the planetary bodies slightly backward at the rate of about 2 degrees every 72 years. And so that means that if you were to look up into the sky and look at the constellations or see through a telescope where the planets are actually located, you're going to see that in Western astrology, they're actually 24 degrees back from what Western astrology says that they are. So today, Western astrology says it's Aquarius. But if you had a telescope or if you get Star Walk 2 and look at your phone to see where the planets are actually located, you will see that they're about 24 degrees back. So today, if you looked up with the telescope, if you looked on Star Walk 2 to see where the planets are actually, what sign they're actually in, it's in Capricorn. So I thought, let's do a deep dive. Let's tune in to, I'm going to adjust my camera here. Let's tune into what Capricorn is all about. Leave a comment below if you are familiar with Capricorn energy. You've seen it at play. It's a very powerful energy. It's a very, very old, very classic energy of stability. It's an earth sign. It relates to foundations and structures. And the part of the body that it correlates to is the bones and the teeth. Anywhere where we have structure in our body, that is Capricorn. And so I wanted to dive into what does it mean when we have a new moon? Why is it the most powerful time for manifesting? What does it mean that the sun and moon are in Capricorn? And what are some other energetics that are affecting this new moon time that you may be feeling on a really deep, organic, emotional level, very viscerally, in fact? All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. And so the first thing we're going to start with is why is a new moon so powerful for setting intentions? So at the new moon time, the sun and the moon actually come together in the same exact constellation. And so the sun represents the solar instinct, the instinct to shine, the instinct to expand. It's a very yang energy. It's masculine in nature in terms of it being external, the drive to do, the drive to create. Whereas the moon is internal yin, lunar energy. It's all about our emotional space. It's all about our feeling body. What do we feel? What do we sense? What do we intuit? What do we tune into, right? Feel, it's flow, it's water. So where the sun is more of this fiery, hot, yang expression, you can think of a performer, you can think of a child when they're out really expressing themselves, that's sun energy. Whereas the moon is more internal yin. You can think of the divine feminine, maybe nursing a baby, right? That internal yin, that's more the lunar energy. And so when the sun instinct, the soul, and the emotional instinct come together, it's this really profound energetic of focus where both of the celestial bodies come together as one. They unite in the frequency of unity, the frequency of harmony. It's very powerful. And sometimes the meditation I invite us to do on the new moon is to imagine the sun hand and the moon hand. Some people say the sun hand is the right and the moon is the left, and some people say it's reversed. So whichever hand you want to use, just sun and moon come together. Soul and emotion come together. And this will assist us with pulling our energy together so that we're focused and we're connected. So that's one aspect of why the new moon is so powerful. Secondly, when the moon is new, when you can't see it, it's the dark of the moon, it actually, the moon is magnetic. And so it affects the bodies of water in plants, in the earth, and in our bodies. And when it's a new moon, the groundwater gets drawn downwards. And so for thousands of years, our ancestors have known this about the moon and its effects on growing crops. And so they would plant their root vegetables deep in the earth around the new moon time, or they would harvest their root vegetables around the new moon time because the water content would be the highest down deep in the roots at the new moon. As the moon gets larger now from the new moon to the full, that water gets pulled down from the surface up, 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 up until at the full moon, all the water in our bodies, the water in the groundwater, the water in plants, the water or everywhere gets drawn upwards to the surface. And that's why we're more sensitive at the full moon. So at the new moon time, and all the waters of our bodies get drawn inward, down and deep. Our energy is naturally more yin, more reflective. And it's in the yin that we're actually the most creative. It's the yin time of the moon, the new moon, is the most fertile time to plant the seeds of your intentions. Just like the womb is the best place for a baby to grow in the dark and the warmth, so too is the dark of the soil, the depth of the earth is the best place to plant a seed. And so it is in the dark time of the moon that we have the most power to set our intentions, to plant the seeds of what it is we wish to create for the next 2-week cycle. So the new moon has cycles. And so there's the 2-week cycle from new moon to full. And then there will be the 6-month cycle of this new moon to the next 6 months to when this new moon becomes the full moon, which will be in July, a little over 6 months, right? And so those 2 cycles set a really nice framework or structure for intention setting. And so I love setting intentions with the new moon. And I love to set those intentions by knowing what astrological sign the sun and the moon are in at the time of the new moon. And so that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this information with you so that you can have the knowledge and information about what is the energetic cosmological star constellation, planetary energetics of this new moon, and how can you best align yourself to nature, to the seasons and the cycles to bring your visions, your hopes together to create what it is you wish to create. And so today, the new moon in Capricorn, let's dive into that. This is powerful energy, right? This time of sun and moon together, this time of the moon being in its darkest, most fertile phase, where we have the strongest ability to go within. Imagine for a moment that at the full moon time, it's a little bit like being at a big party. There's loud music, there's people dancing, there's a lot of distractions. And so at the new moon time, we have an opportunity. It's almost like we leave the party and we go into a room that's quiet, where there's candles, there's dim lights, and there's peace and space to go within. And from this place in this space, we can hear our own guidance. We can connect to our own voice and thus create the most clear, empowered intentions for our life, for our world, for our vision. So today I want to give you the information from the stars that is accurate, what constellation the sun and moon are actually in, to inform you and guide you in making the clearest intentions for your life, for your vision, and for what you're manifesting in the next 2 weeks and the next 6 months ahead. Okay. So Capricorn, sun and moon today. What does that mean? How do we better understand what Capricorn is all about? Capricorn is an earth sign. It is like, it's like to me, when I think of Capricorn, I think of rock. So it's not just soft earth, it is dense, strong earth. It's the rock that you would use to build the foundation of your house. Capricorn people and Capricorn energy, they tend to be the pillar, they tend to be the rock by which everything else is built upon. Okay, so they tend to be the father figure, the grandfather, the patriarch of the family. And it can also be a woman, right? So masculine energy can take many forms. So sometimes it can come in the form of a grandmother or a mother who's just that rock. But there's a vitality and a force with Capricorn that's incredibly grounded, incredibly anchored, incredibly practical and pragmatic. Capricorn is the person in the family who's very clear on the structure of reality, right? This is the parameter and the box by which we must act upon and act within. They uphold tradition. They're not going to be the person to think of a radical new vision and act on it. They're more the person to uphold the way things have always been done, but to do it really, really well. Another way this can be expressed is through mastery of any kind. So Capricorn energy is the quintessential energy of mastery and the work and dedication and commitment put in to creating that which we desire to create. And so I have a short video I want to share with you all that to me really deeply embodies the energy of Capricorn on a spiritual level. There are different ways that Capricorn can be expressed. On one hand, Capricorn represents the energetic capacity to create and manifest physically on this 3D plane. Okay, it can represent the power and ability to take our skills, to take our abilities, and to funnel those into what it is that we wish to create. And this year being an 8 year relates to the power and ability of taking our spiritual self, our spiritual intention, our spiritual ideas, and then channeling it into action, into creation to make our physical manifestation. So if you think about the 8, right, and you turn it on its side, it becomes the infinity symbol. And so this year is actually an 8 in numerology. 8s are ruled by the planet Saturn. and the planet Saturn rules Capricorn. So this new moon gives you a really good taste of what this 8 energy of this 8 numerological year cycle is all about. It's all about taking the steps and the physical actions, making the plans, building the structure, building the foundation for what it is that you wish to create. Capricorn asks us to look at the reality of where we are, decide and discern what it is that we wish to create, and then what is the action step and plan, foundation and structure, real life world tools, actions, steps that we can put into action, put into practice to physically manifest that which we wish to create. Okay. Capricorn is divine mastery. It's the mastery of our energy body. It's the mastery of our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our ability to become as successful as humanly possible in this realm and in this world. And so I wanted to share with you a short video that I found for my class last night that to me really deeply embodies the energy of mastery. One of the most popular, well-known masters of all time, although this one is much more energetically a master than necessarily materially a master. But at the end of the day, spiritual wealth is really what creates material wealth. So I'm going to share screen with you. We're going to just jump into this video. It's super awesome. And we're going to dive in.
Then you will go to the Dagobah system. There you will learn from Yoda, the Jedi Master who instructed me.
Where the planets are actually located.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say. Right. Help you again? Yes? I'm looking for a great warrior. Oh. Great warrior? Oh. Wars not make one great. For 800 years have I trained Jedi. And Jedi must have the deepest commitment, the most serious mind. I won't fail you. I'm not afraid. You must unlearn what you have learned. All right, I'll give it a try. No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try. It's too big. Size matters not. Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you? For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings so we, not this crude matter. You must feel the force around you. Believe it. That is why you fail. But weakness, folly, failure also. Yes, failure most of all. The greatest teacher, failure is. We are what they grow beyond. That is the true burden of all masters. Soon will I rest, forever sleep. Master Yoda, you can't die. Death is a natural part of life. Rejoice for those around you who transform into the Force. Mourn them, do not. Miss them, do not. My hand is upon me. And soon, night must fall. That is the way of things. The way of the Force.
Awesome. So Yoda is this quintessential powerful expression of mastery. He's mastered the invisible energetics, the energy of the force. And so in our own lives, we can think of energy, our energy body, as the work that we have to learn to master, to become the master creators, manifestors of everything that we wish to create. Our energy is at the root core of everything that we create. So, that said, let's jump into the energetics of this new moon. There's more to look at. There are a lot of planetary placements that you could be noticing. So I'm going to share screen with you and show you today's chart. So a lot going on today. Like I really want you to know, if you have been feeling intensity, if you have been going through it, you're really not alone on this new moon day. We've got a really big aspect that I haven't talked much about, but this aspect here is the North Node and Chiron together. And the North Node and Chiron is powerful and profound. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the comments for anyone out there. If you come upon this video and you would like to jump on with me and go live and talk about this new moon energy and just share anything you've been going through, leave the link below if you feel like jumping on. Otherwise, we're just going to dive deep into what is going on with this new moon, with this North Node destiny point. So first of all, what is the North Node destiny point? The North Node destiny point is the collective destiny. It's the collective lesson. It's the collective climb that we are all collectively working on, learning and achieving and growing through. And so the North Node is currently in the astrological sign of Pisces. So collectively, we are all learning how to grow more into our Piscean energy. And so what Piscean energy is all about, it's the two fishes that represent swimming in two worlds, right? One fish is swimming in the etheric, spiritual realm. One fish is swimming down in the waters. And so of life, of reality, right? Of the material world. It's kind of like, you have your spiritual experience, that's one fish. Then you come back and you have the laundry and the cleaning and the chores to do, and that's the other fish. And so the destiny point for all of us is learning more about our two parts, our spiritual and our material self, and how to live a balanced life, having access to our spiritual parts, our path, and our material path. And how do we bring balance to those things? At the same time, it really relates to us honing in on our spiritual connection to God, to source. A lot of times Piscean people are the empaths, the sensitive people, the artists, the musicians, the creators of beauty, those that channel. They literally are like human channeling devices, and they allow their higher self, their spiritual self, to channel in divine knowledge, to connect them to the higher realms, to then channel the spiritual information through psychics like Gary Spivey, right? They're really embodying the Piscean energy of channeling. And it's a gift that we all have because we're all connected to source. We're all connected to spirit. And so because of this connection, we allow ourselves to go more deeper and to connect and allow information and knowledge to come through to uplift and guide us. And so with the destiny point being in Pisces, it speaks to a collective need to get more in touch with our spiritual nature, to go on retreat, to take time out of our busy schedule, to go on a walk by the ocean, to meditate more, to do yoga, to do Tai Chi and Qigong, and to do those things that we get out of our head, we get out of our mind, and we get into our body, we get into our heart, and we flow with our own energy. And along with the destiny point of what we're growing into, there's also something called a karmic destiny point. And that karmic destiny point is all about our past self. It's all about who we were, who we've been being, parts of us that we, are really good at, but when we follow that path, we aren't usually very happy. And so with the South Node in Virgo, that can relate to patterns like overwork, overgiving, working too hard, not getting enough in return, martyrdom and sacrifice. And so with this South Node in Virgo and the destiny in Pisces, a lot of us could be finding that we're falling back into old patterns of overgiving, overworking, overdoing with our physical body, with our mind, because Virgo can relate to a very active mind. And the quest with the destiny point is to move forwards into our spiritual path, into our higher self, into having more spaciousness, more time, freedom to create our spiritual path. And so with this new moon today, sun, moon, and midpoint in Capricorn, I think we're really being asked, what is the structure, the foundation, and the physical activities in the material world we need to create our ideal future, where we have more time? We have more time to meditate. We have more time to do our spiritual path as well as work in our service, right? There's this real deep calling in humanity to find balance between our spiritual path and our routine daily life, because Virgo South Node can relate to our past service, right? Our work, our service, the ways that we give. Additionally, the destiny point in Pisces is conjunct Chiron. And so Chiron is known as the wounded healer. The wounded healer in astrology is one of the most powerful points I've ever found. In fact, it's a point that I feel typically when I talk to people, it can bring up tears, even just mentioning it without even going deep into it. Just say your Chiron is in this and it could mean this. A lot of times my clients will start crying, and it's really profound and really powerful. Whew. And so Chiron represents the wounded healer, right? The parts of us that are not healed, that no matter how much we are healers and we help others to heal, there's a place within us that we're not healed yet. And you talk to any healer, any guide, any teacher, and they'll say, yes, there are definitely places where I'm still healing, okay, where I'm still wounded that is needing to be healed. And so when you have that conjunct the destiny point, the collective destiny point, 1 degree apart, that can speak to a time right now where wounds around being a healer, wounds around channeling knowledge, being psychic, being intuitive, being an empath, being clairvoyant, our dreams. Pisces also relates to dreams, fantasy. It also relates to film. And so there could be a very deep collective wound, unconscious wound around our psychic abilities, around our intuition, around our connection to God, to source, to spirit, our ability to hear our inner guidance, our ability to speak to our higher self that is coming up in the collective field. Pisces is a water sign. And Pisces is so deep and emotional that it's hard to put into words. It's hard to understand it on a conscious level. And this is happening within the collective. So this isn't just an individual chart that we're looking at today. This is for all of humanity. And so all of humanity is dealing with this destiny of having to face, acknowledge, own all of the wounds we have around stepping into our psychic abilities, into honoring our ability to channel higher knowledge, into our dreams. Do you have wounds around your dreams, right? Do you have big dreams for your life? Pisces can relate to dreams that you have a wound. Maybe you have a past life wounding where every time you went to follow your purpose or follow your dreams, you got smacked down. You did something bad, or something bad happened, or something wrong happened, and it was painful. And so now when you go forwards to activate your dreams, you keep hitting this quote unquote wound. And I think a lot of people are dealing with this on a collective level, which could be why, it's the beginning of the year. There's all of this like, okay, it's time to start new. It's time to, new moon, lunar new moon. But on a deep unconscious collective level, there's deep unresolved wounding psychologically in the unconscious, coming up probably from many past lives that is being triggered and activated. And so if you have been feeling this deep unconscious emotional sort of like washing machine, you're not alone. Okay. So I want to really acknowledge you. This is a collective journey that we are on. We're all being asked to go within, to connect to this energetic pattern, and to begin healing it, to begin opening up to our highest potential in terms of our spiritual connection to God, to source, to the universe. Okay, so if you've been dealing with this, combined with that, the ruler of Pisces, which is Neptune, is also in Pisces. And so Neptune, Chiron, and the destiny point, all in Pisces, really speak to us having this spiritual awakening where perhaps all of our lifetimes where we were spiritual in the past being activated right now. And so it's a very powerful time. Okay. Now, when I do an astrological reading, one of the things is that every person's chart is totally different. No one has the same chart. And so the signs that go around the outside edge change based on your time of birth. And so based on the time you were born, you're going to have different astrological signs covering what are called the houses. And each house relates to a different arena of your life. Wow. Well, by knowing that information, we can see where does your destiny point and Chiron, where is that landing in your chart? Is it landing in your house of finances? Is it landing in your house of the home, the fourth house? Is it landing in your seventh house, the house of relationships, partnerships, intimate relationships, the eighth house? And so by doing your transit chart, we can really get clear on how these energetics of the planets are affecting you personally. And it's big energy. So I am offering a 25% discount for readings right now for the next 24 hours. If you would like to learn where this new moon of the sun and moon and Capricorn are landing, where the destiny point conjunct Chiron are in your chart, what house, what arena of your life, is it affecting your relationships? Is it affecting your home life? Is it affecting your career? Because that can give us such a great bird's eye view of what the energetics of this new moon, it's a little bit like a permanent, are going to be affecting us for the next 2 weeks to 6 months. Okay. The other thing we need to look at is that Pluto, the planet associated with the god of the underworld, the planet related to death, sex, taxes, intensity, transformation. I mean, this is a deep, intense planet. Pluto relates to our subconscious. I often think of volcanoes because volcanoes, right, their lava is hidden. And so Pluto, it's often places in us that are hidden, right? What do you have hidden within your subconscious? Pluto speaks to this. And so Pluto, the sun just went through Pluto. Now Venus and Mars are headed towards exact conjunction with Pluto. Mercury is still very close to Pluto. And so Pluto is right around Venus, Mars, and Mercury. This is powerful energy, right? Pluto around Mars can relate to our physical action. It can relate to our vehicles. It can relate to real estate. And so Pluto here can mean a lot of transformation in terms of our transportation, in terms of our daily energetic patterns. Maybe you have a little lower energy than normal because energetically, deep subconscious patterns around your diet and exercise or your patterns of movement are being looked at. It's a great time to start kind of an exercise plan. It's also very close to Mercury, which is the press, which is communication, information, books, writing. If you're a writer, you might be suddenly having that inspiration of deep within you. Oh, I need to write about this. It is in Capricorn. So it's all about bringing transformation to our structures of the mind. Okay. Whenever you have Pluto near so many major planets, it means a lot of deep transformation. It means energy movement. It means energy shift, change, deep things from the subconscious being brought to the surface to be transformed. Woo! And we're getting really close to the new moon. It's 2:30 p.m. right now. So at 2:59 exactly Pacific Standard Time, it will be the new moon. It'll be the deepest part of the new moon. It's a powerful time to meditate. It's a powerful time to get in touch with your intention. What is it that you wish to create for the next 6 month, 2 month, 2 week cycle? Another thing we can look at, and please leave comments below if there are things I've mentioned today that you have more questions about, things you'd like to know more about. That really helps me to plan my content and what I can share with you all. And if you would like to come tomorrow to a live new moon event all about welcoming the Lunar New Year of the Wood Dragon and what you can expect with this Wood Dragon year, please comment below so that I can see if there's enough of us to make it really fun and enjoyable. So right now we have Saturn, the planet of structure, which is the ruler of the sun and moon, in Aquarius. Okay, so sun and moon are not in Aquarius yet, but Saturn is, and Saturn rules all of them. And so Saturn is all about structure, form, grounding, stabilization, discipline. And it's in Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about the new age, technology, new inventions. It's scientific. It has a big picture mentality. It's all about the new age of humanity. It's all about thinking about the future, planning for ways to be of service to all of humankind. And so Saturn in Aquarius says that this year is a fantastic year to get your website done, to do your online presence, because there's going to be so much focus around building the internet business community on a whole nother level. There's a big transition happening in the structure of our daily lives. And with it in Aquarius, it can mean a lot of what we're doing, ways that we're living are going online. And that's obvious. That's something we've all been noticing or seeing happen. And yet with Saturn in Aquarius, we're really being shown that this is really moving forwards at a rapid rate. And so I did leave in the comments if anyone wants to jump on here and ask me any questions one-on-one live, feel free. The link to get onto my Zoom is in the comments on the page. But today is a really powerful day with this new moon energy, with the sun and moon in Capricorn conjunct, with Mercury in Capricorn, with Pluto in Capricorn. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets all in Capricorn, all about structure. It's earth. It's like granite. It's hard. It's stable. It's our foundation. It's our structure. It's the bones. It's the teeth. And so this can relate to a very big collective focus on the foundation and structure of our lives, our worlds, our relationships, our finances, our health. We're all being asked to really look deeply at the reality of our lives. What is really there? What is really happening? And then begin to plan, write down action steps, write a list, write down steps, start getting physically activated about what can you do in your life today. Take one step at a time to begin to bring success and mastery into all areas of your life, into your work life, into your professional life, into your home life, your families and your relationships. Capricorn is often very deeply associated with career success, with ambition, with rising to the top of whatever it is that you're doing. So if you're a career person, your business, right, your marketing, your presentation, this is an incredible day to get really clear, really grounded, really structured in what it is you want to create for your business and for your career, for your purpose, right? On a deepest level, Capricorn can relate to us having the commitment, the integrity, and the strength to march forwards on our vision and our mission, to take action steps, to really move forwards on what it is that we wish to create in our lives. Okay. So there's a certain seriousness to it. But with the ruler of Capricorn being Saturn and Saturn being in Aquarius, it can relate to us realizing that maybe there are easier ways to do the hard work. Aquarius can often relate to inventions, it can relate to technology, it can relate to innovative ways of doing things, ways we haven't thought of before, collaborations and community, expanding your vision, seeing how what it is that you do, what you market, what you sell, what you're successful in, you could maybe collaborate with a team or a group or a community to create lasting success, to create something that's going to last a long time, because Capricorn is all about that stability. I always think of Capricorn as the incredible buildings that we see across the world, like the chapels and the palaces and cathedrals. Okay, Capricorn is the energy of stability and the energy of lasting for a lifetime, truly having the strength to weather every storm. And so the question with this new moon in Capricorn really becomes, what is it you wish to create? What is the monument, the cathedral, the blessing, vision, purpose, destiny that you wish to create in this life? What is the biggest, most long-lasting, deepest vision for your business, for your purpose, for your life? What is the cathedral of your heart that you wish to build in this life? Because Capricorn relates to time, work, effort, reality, the clock. Capricorn reminds us the clock is ticking. Time exists on this dimension, and what do you wish to create within the time that we have on this earth? And so there's a seriousness to Capricorn, a somberness of, just like Yoda when he's explaining to Luke what it takes to become a master of his energy, how to master the force. And so the question with Sun and Moon in Capricorn today, in this new moon time, approaching the wood dragon, the start date is officially tomorrow, is what is it you wish to create? What powerful, energetic do you wish to bring forth and to plant the seed of creating? What are the action steps? What is the plan? What is the vision? What is the structure and the foundation? Capricorn is all about your foundation. How can you build a stronger foundation? This new moon asks us. How can you build a stronger foundation with your home life, with your relationships, with your work, with your career, with your technology? Right? How can you connect more to nature and be successful? Because Capricorn is earth. And so I think it's a really great thing to do on the new moon, to go out into nature, to get quiet, to go into that yin space within you, and to set an intention for what is it you wish to create in your life, in your world, that will be of the highest benefit to you, to everyone in your life. That is what this new moon in Capricorn is asking. I hope that you're able to take this information, put it into good use, ground your vision, set up some action steps, do the practical things in your life that you need to get done, because Capricorn asks us to be grounded, so that when this Aquarius full moon comes around in a couple of weeks, you can have some fun. You can play with your community and you can feel grounded and structured in the work that you're here to offer and share with the world. If you'd like to join me tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for a Welcome the Dragon Chinese New Year party, leave a comment below so I know who my guest list will be. And I send you so much love. And if you would like to book a session to see how this new moon is currently activating the arenas of your life, again, I am offering a little discount as a special gift for this Chinese New Year celebration so that we can all get aligned and connected to who we are on deeper and deeper levels. Love from my heart. May you align to the gift and the blessing and the miracle waiting within you that maybe just needs some practical action steps to align you to the vision, the mission of building the strongest foundation for you to launch your mission and your vision into the world. Sending you so much love. Aloha.
This fascination with freedom.